What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to Iron Digital. I'm your host, D Wills here, and this video is titled How I Would Invest $1,000 into the Crypto Markets. So without further ado, let's get into this real quick. Now, I want to state up front that I am not a financial advisor, so this is not financial advice. I'm only going through how I would personally invest $1,000 into the markets. So just put that disclaimer out there real quick. Now, I also have to say that this is about making money, right? This $1,000 that I'm investing is to make money. So I would be dipping into some of these smaller altcoins so that obviously I can make money. Now, smaller altcoins comes more risk. Just to throw that out there. Now, I would only stick to about 3 coins, and the reasons for that is because it's very difficult to try to make a significant amount of money or a significant return on investment when you're spread too thin, right? So if you have $1,000, trying to invest in 10 different projects is going to be very difficult because 9 times out of 10 you'll have $100 in each position. That's hard to do. Diversification is usually only used for people who have large amounts of money. I'm talking it could be hundreds of thousands, maybe millions of dollars. That's when it's okay to get into the diversification game. If you only have $1,000, you can't go with 10 different positions, or you shouldn't do like 10 positions. Let me rephrase that. I would not. I got to keep rephrasing this though. I would not personally put $1,000 and try to spread that amongst 10 different positions. Max 3, and that's the absolute max. It's really closer to 2. Next, I would not be investing in Bitcoin at all at this point. And even though Bitcoin is actually at a pretty good price, I mean, Bitcoin, even at the time of recording, is about $30,000, $31,000. So it's at a pretty good price, but I still wouldn't invest into it right now because, again, this is to make money. Given where the price of Bitcoin is at right now, Bitcoin needs to get back up to $60,000, $62,000. It will eventually get there. But that's only a 2x on your money. You can do much, much better than that just investing in some of the other altcoins. So I would not invest in Bitcoin right now. Perhaps once I've built enough wealth with that $1,000, then that's when I would obviously get into Bitcoin or some of the other large caps. Now, I would try to remain around the mid caps. So I would define, a couple people define mid caps a little bit differently, but I would define mid cap somewhere around maybe 500 million to 1 billion. I would define as mid cap, and I would kind of leave that on it's a bit of a sliding scale, but that's the way I would define mid caps. Now, I think mid caps are perfect enough because they're good. It's a good return on investment, but at the same time, it's not as risky as some of the smaller altcoins, which is like sometimes 10 million and under, million and under, 50 million and under. So those carry significant risk, but obviously you can make a lot more money with them. Now, the coins that I would get into is I would have one large cap. So I would do something like a Chainlink. So I would do Chainlink, and Chainlink is an Oracle play. Chainlink is it basically it connects smart contracts to the outside world. So it's taking data from the outside world, bringing it into the inside world, and it's helped bridging that gap. So it's extremely important. DeFi needs Chainlink, and Chainlink, it has several partners. So if you look at the screen, and this is based off of February of 2020. Chainlink actually has like over 700 partners, I believe. So Chainlink has a massive amount of partners. It is by far leading in its sector. So when it comes to oracles, Chainlink is by far in the lead. There's nobody else that can contend with Chainlink right now. So that would definitely be one of the ones I would go with. I would put 50%. So I would put $500 into Chainlink. It's at $16.40. So it's at a darn good price. It's had an all-time high of $52.32. I believe Chainlink can get to somewhere around $100, maybe $150 by the end of the year. So that would give me a nice return on investment. At the very minimum, from the price it is at right now, you're still looking at somewhere around 3x at $500. So that's where, excuse me, that's where half of my money will go. Next, I would go with something like Audius. Now, Audius is a decentralized music streaming platform like a Pandora and that kind of thing, but just decentralized. Is a better business model for artists as well. Now, Audius also is one of those products that, or one of those protocols that it has a user base, and given where its market cap is, I mean, it's at 68 cents right now. You can see that its all-time high was $4.56. So there's plenty of room for growth, and I could easily see Audius getting somewhere around $7-8 by the end of the year as well. Again, this is a decentralized music streaming service play, so there's a lot of potential there. We know that, you know, when it comes to the artists, when it comes to the different streaming platforms that exist today, their business models is really not the greatest for artists. Artists really don't make that much money from the stream. So having something like this where the artist can get 90% instead of being able to get, I don't even know what Pandora and those other streaming services are offering the artist, but it's definitely not 90%, anywhere close to that. So having this as an alternative is really good. It has a market cap of, let me check. It has a market cap of $81.45 million. Now, perspective, Pandora has a market cap of $2.2 billion. So, I mean, think about the trajectory of that. I mean, imagine if it's able to get anywhere 30, 40, 50% of that. I mean, there's definitely massive room for growth. That means even if it gets to a $1 billion market cap, which I could easily see it doing, that's a 10x on your money. So $250, I will put 25%, so $250 into that. If it 10x's, bam, that's $2,500. That's one of my plays as well. That's what I would do. You can see that it has, now at its peak, it had about 3 million users. Right now, we can see if you go to SimilarWeb, you can type in the address for any website on the net, and it will tell you how many visits. So you can see that in this past month, it's had 600,000 visitors. 3 minutes and 13 seconds. As long as it has a user base, as long as people are still going there, that's what I'm concerned about. Yes, it definitely has dropped significantly since then, but the whole crypto market is down, so I really wouldn't be sweating that too much. When the market comes back up, it'll definitely come back up. But even right now, it still has over 600,000 people that are going to the website every month, so this is a positive thing. Next coin that I would invest in would be Energy Web token. So this would be where the remaining 25% of my money would go. $250 would go into Energy Web token, and Energy Web token is basically like a green energy blockchain. It helps organizations reduce their carbon footprint. So it's decentralized as well. So it basically allows people to connect to the grid, and they can buy and sell energy to one another, which is huge. Like that's on a whole nother level huge. So this, if it hits, is going to go big. I see this as being like one of those home run plays. So given where it's, okay, the high was at $21.98. It's currently at $5.64. So even right now, it's almost close to a 4x on your money, $250. But I could easily, if it hits, if it truly hits and it's a home run at $167 million market cap, oh gosh, I mean, it's kind of hard to project. It could easily be in the billions, $5-10 billion market cap. So that's a home run. This could easily be a home run if it hits, because there's not too many other protocols that is doing this. And we know that the energy thing that's going on right now, even with Bitcoin, is a serious thing. The narrative is serious anyway. Not that the Bitcoin is actually utilizing that much energy, but that narrative is extremely important. So I would look at Energy Web token, and like I said, $167 million market cap. Its all-time high, $21.98, and it could easily get into the billions of dollars. This is a very good play. Another thing about Energy Web token is the partnerships that it has. You can see that it has plenty of partners. I mean, these are heavy hitters. I mean, you're looking at this. I mean, this is like huge. Shell. Lot of big partners. So that's the way I would personally invest $1,000 into the crypto markets. And notice that with my investing style, I only keep it at 3 different coins, and I'm only investing in protocols that have significant amount of partners, or it's a product that has a significant user base. All right. Again, I'll go back to this high conviction style investing, because when you're investing small amounts of money like this, you cannot, or I would say again, I would not, aka you, should not be trying to invest in 10, 15, 20 different projects with $1,000. Like, you got to stop that, or you should stop that, because it's gonna, you're going to take a lot longer getting to your desired goals. Let me tell you something. The Warren Buffetts, the Mark Cubans of the world do not invest money like that, right? Even Warren Buffett himself has said diversification is for people who don't know what they're doing. Now, that's an extreme statement, right? But this only really truly applies to people who are coming into the markets with very small amounts of money, like $1,000. $1,000 is not really a lot of money, but this is the reality of what most people have to work with, and that's okay. The only thing that you can do is educate yourself. Educate yourself on what you want to invest in. That's the only thing that can bridge the gap in that case. Because when you're diversifying is like a hedge for just in case it doesn't go in the direction you want it to. A lot of times you don't have to be as knowledgeable about what you're investing into, because, okay, you may only be putting about 1 or 2% of your portfolio in there, so it's not really that big of a deal. If you're coming in with 30, 40, 50% of your portfolio, you have to definitely know what you are doing. You have to know the ins and the outs, the tokenomics, the who's behind the project. You need to know everything, and then you wait. You wait and you time the market. Now, I know people say, oh, you shouldn't time the market. F that. You wait until the market does a dump the way it's doing right now. And you can always scale your position in, so you can break that 50% down into 4 or 5 different positions and scaling. You can do it that way as well, but ultimately you're still putting that money into that particular project or protocol. So again, that's the way I would do it. That's what I would encourage you to do if I was a financial advisor, which I'm not. So hopefully this video helps. I'm hoping that you guys took something from it. Anyway, subscribe to the channel, like the video, take a look at some of the other content, and I will talk to you guys soon. Take it easy. Peace.